Hello everyone and welcome to ISpeakSpokeSpoken.com. My name's Dan and today we're going to be looking at something that might have confused you in the past but won't anymore. Acronyms for SMS in English. So you might get that message. Even today people use these when they send a message on their mobile phone and you can often think, what the hell does that mean? Well actually you can find out now. So let's first of all work out, what does SMS mean? Because a lot of people use it outside of the UK and America and English-speaking countries, but they don't always know what it means. In fact, I think many English people don't know what it means. But it means short message service. SMS means short message service. And actually, although we maybe don't use this term SMS so much anymore, a lot of people do, and it's also very useful to know this. So, acronyms for SMS, what do we know? Well, probably ones you know already are ones like LOL, laugh out loud. So to laugh out loud. We use it when something humorous is said or something humorous happens, and we'll write LOL at the end to show that you're finding it funny. I'm laughing out loud. This means literally to laugh out loud. For example, he just fell over on this video, LOL. So you can show somebody that it makes you laugh. All right, okay. Number 2, BRB, be right back. And it means that telling the sender that there's something happened and you're going to come back to the conversation shortly. So be right back is just a way of saying, hold on, someone's at the door, be right back, BRB. And so next time you see that, you know exactly what is going to happen. OMG, this is something we all know, right? It kind of transcends languages, but it actually means, oh my God. And it's to show surprise. I'm surprised about something. Surprised or excited or disbelief about something. So, oh my God, I can't believe that you met him in person. All right, so I think for this one, it's just a case of knowing how to say it. OMG, oh my God. You can say the actual words when you see the acronym. That's the great thing about it. Okay, so just remember that you can get these slides above, so go to the I above, or you can go to the link below if you're on mobile or tablet. I'm telling you now because there's quite a few of these slides today, so it will give you a chance to really go through and follow it. You can get them now and you can maybe follow the video if you're going. But stay with us for a minute because we're going to go on to some more. Okay, so another one that's used very often is IDK, or I don't know. And you use it to just say when you're not sure about something. So I don't know. I don't know about this. Where's the party? IDK. Let me check. I don't know. Let me check. Where's the party? I don't know. Let me check. Like I said, you can say these words. When you read them, you say them out loud as words. It's not necessarily something that you wouldn't say IDK. I don't think I've ever said it in my life. But I always read it as I don't know. Because when you know what it means, then you're able to just read the words. Which is, I guess, the whole idea of this. Okay, TTYL, talk to you later. Talk to you later. Again, talk later. Okay, used in a conversation when you're telling the person that you're going to talk to them later. It's as simple as that. So, got to go, talk to you later. TTYL. Okay, great. BTW, this is one that I use all the time, even now. So, by the way. And actually, I think my phone even knows it now as a word because I've used it so much. So BTW, by the way, it's used to introduce a new topic or add something on to the end of your conversation. Oh, by the way. By the way, did you finish the assignment? It's like, and extra. And actually, not only is this important to know as this in this SMS context, but this phrase, by the way, is actually quite useful. And I think you could probably use it in everyday English as well. It's something that you kind of just add something on before somebody goes. Oh, by the way, I need to tell you one more thing. Okay, so it's like adding something extra. It's kind of important. So, by the way, did you finish the assignment? All right, BFF, best friends forever. Best friends forever. I don't think I've ever written this, but I know many people who have. So I think it's something that you might get between younger people who are younger than me anyway, who would like to kind of tell each other that they're very best friends, or you're kind of the term of endearment, really. It's something nice. You're my best friend. You're my best friend forever. So you're my BFF, always there for me. It's a really nice thing to know, really nice thing to say. Okay. Okay, this is another great one. In my opinion, IMO. In my opinion. And I think a lot of these that we're doing now will be very useful for you if you follow anything social media wise. If you're on Twitter, or if you're on even Instagram, or anything that you get at the bottom of videos on YouTube even, people will use these. So you don't have to kind of go looking and find out what they mean. I'm sure you've seen a lot of these during under conversations underneath videos and things. So, in my opinion, the movie was better than the book. IMO. The movie was better than the book. So, introducing a personal opinion. Number 9, TMI, too much information. We use this, you know what, actually, we use this in its abbreviated form sometimes. If somebody that you're talking to says something you think might be a little bit embarrassing for them, you just go, ooh, TMI. And it's like too much information, you know. So you've told me more than I needed to know, you know. Something maybe is personal or too detailed. So that's TMI about your weekend. You've told me too much. I didn't need to know this. Okay, FYI, for your information. I use this a lot, actually. You could use it in emails. It's quite formal. If you want it to be formal, you can use it formally. It's not going to be inappropriate in a work email. So that's quite useful to know. For your information. It means to provide information for that person, or especially it might be useful for the person that you're sending your email to. So FYI, the meeting has moved to 3 p.m. Again, sometimes it can be used for like extra information, but sometimes it's to say actually this information is specifically for you or for the people that are receiving. Okay, SMH. Shaking my head. This is something I didn't really know this one actually, but it's actually quite useful, and I think it's kind of talking about disbelief and disappointment. Oh, shaking my head. Oh no, what have he done? So he cancelled again. Shaking my head. So it's something that, you know, maybe I'm just too old to know this, but I think it's definitely a good one to know. And if somebody uses it, now you know what it means. All right, let's have a look at the next one. FAQ, here we are, I'm just catching up a bit. FAQ, frequently asked questions. This is something that you'll see on websites, and it means that questions that people ask often, that a website or a company has already thought that you need to know. So, for example, you might see written, check the FAQ section on their website. So frequently, this one actually, just make sure you know how to say this word. So this is where the stress is. Frequently. Again, we've got the schwa, this sound which is just frequently asked questions. And this word, asked, is just all about the consonant, asked. So just practice that a bit, asked. Frequently asked questions, okay? I must say, when we as native speakers say this quickly, we won't be so perfect with asked. We'll just say frequently asked questions, and the ask becomes us. It doesn't become any more. Okay, so check the FAQ section on their website. People might actually say FAQ rather than frequently asked questions, because it's a bit of a mouthful, as we say. Okay, ASAP. Again, very important, one that I use all the time, especially in emails, as soon as possible. So as soon as possible. And what we've done here, just to show you, is actually, when I'm talking to you now, I'm saying as soon as possible, but actually, spoken quickly, it would be as soon as possible. So this as becomes as soon as possible. And the S of as and the S of soon gets put together, as soon as possible. Okay, great. So send me that report ASAP. Send me that report as soon as possible. All right, good. Practice this pronunciation, because it's kind of useful. Once you know how to say it quickly, And what I do with actually my students at school sometimes, especially the ones that have very, very low English, I'll help them with one phrase or one sentence, something like this, and I'll get them to say it over and over again. And they feel really confident because they're able to say something that they didn't know they could say, and it's a whole sentence and it's said exactly how an English person would say it. So just practice these individual phrases all together as one thing. Another trick to practice a phrase like this is to what we call back chain. So start with the end syllable, so bull, and then keep moving until you say the whole thing. So bull, sible, possible, as soon as possible. So you have to go like from the beginning. So you go from the end all the way to the front. So bull, sible, possible, soon as possible. You see how I mean? It's kind of, you have to go like this. It works very well. It certainly works when you're teaching or working with someone. So you can try that. Okay, next one. LMK, let me know. Again, it's not really very popular so much, but you will find it, and if you find it, you'll know what it means. Let me know, request feedback or a decision on feedback or a decision on something that's been requested. So let me know if you can make it to the party. Okay, LMK, let me know if you can make it to the party. This one is a good popular one. To be honest, TBH. To be honest, and it's like introducing something candid or blunt or an opinion that goes against what you might be talking about. So you can say, TBH, I didn't enjoy the dinner very much. It's like, I'm going to say something a little bit controversial maybe. To be honest, I'm not happy with it, or my opinion's slightly different to yours. You'll see it a lot, actually. I use it quite a lot. And it's useful and it's a good thing to know. So to be honest, even the phrase, to be honest, is actually quite useful for you to know. So, IMHO, in my humble opinion. And it's the same to IMO, so similar to IMO, in my opinion. Humble means, I think it's like adding a touch of humility. This can be used in a little bit more of like a passive-aggressive way if you're seeing it on social media, so just be careful. If somebody uses this, you think, oh, what are they going to say after that? So when you see IMHO, expect something afterwards that might make you giggle. So IMHO, we should try a different approach, in my humble opinion. So what they're basically saying is, your approach isn't very good. I've got a much better idea, but I'm going to tell you as politely as possible. So that's how you can do that. So ICYMI, in case you missed it. Now this is one that I didn't know for a long time, and I had to actually Google it when I saw it on TV once. I couldn't work out what it was in this hashtag. And actually, so this is what it means. It means we're going to highlight some information in case in the past you didn't catch it. So ICYMI, here's the link for the new policy. You might even see it in a work email. So it's quite useful to know, in case you missed it. So in case is this, just put a little mark on there. So in case we can say, if this has happened, then. You know, so it's kind of a, in case is a nice little phrase that covers quite a bit. So if this has happened, then this. It's very useful to know. Okay, FWIW, for what it's worth. And again, this is another piece of information offered as an opinion from somebody who, it might not be useful, but it's something that people want to add to a conversation. So for what it's worth, I think he was just being sarcastic. Again, you might see this in some kind of passive-aggressive form, but you know, you can use it, and it doesn't necessarily mean that that's how you feel. So it's kind of, again, I would say this and this one are quite linked in a way. You can maybe interchange between which one you use. So DIY, do it yourself. This one was around a long time before SMSs were even a concept. This was a phrase that we use. I think there was a shop when I was a child called Mr. DIY, and it was all about selling things that you could do up your house with. So DIY means do it yourself, so doing a task yourself. And in England, actually, DIY means to maintain your home yourself. So without asking somebody to come and do it, which is why we call stores where we buy these things DIY stores. So yeah, let's have a look. It's easy to fix, just DIY. And yeah, you'd hear this now. Some people do use this in this context. But DIY is another way of saying just, yeah, do it yourself. If you see that on a box of a kit to make up, you know that you've got to do it yourself. It's not already made. RSVP. Now this is one that we use all the time. Again, it's been very popular way before SMS came along. And it just literally means, please respond. And it's actually from the French. Répondez-vous s'il vous plaît. My French accent is not particularly good, but I know a man who could say this better. However, we can use it in this sense. We can say, please RSVP by Friday. And yeah, we use it all the time, especially when we're sending invitations. When you get a wedding invitation, it will always say at the bottom, RSVP. Okay, ROTFL, rolling on the floor laughing. This is something that you put instead of lol if it was super, super funny. So to indicate something really, really made you laugh. So he told a joke and I was rolling on the floor laughing. ROTFL. Nobody's ever said ROTFL. So it's just something you write because you don't want to write the whole thing. Okay, as far as I know, AFAIK, as far as I know, AFAIK, is that sometimes you might read it as such. I know I do. And it means that information that you're giving is what you think is right, but you know you don't know all. So as far as I know, the event starts at 7. It's saying like, I might not be right, but I think this is correct. So it's like, you believe it to be true. TBH, to be honest. To be honest is something we use to talk about like saying, right, and now I'm going to be honest. Now I'm going to say something is correct. Well, to be honest, I think this, or to be honest, I think that. So, to be honest, I'm not sure if it's the right choice for us. And it's like, I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to say this is not quite right. I'm not sure. Okay, so this next one, I think we've had before, actually, a couple of slides back. To be honest. So, yeah, but let's just run through it again. You get an extra choice. So when you do your quiz, you're going to get this one for sure. So, to be honest, I'm not sure if it's the right choice for us. To be honest, I think I've seen this before. That's why we can use it. All right, let's go on to the next one. TLDR. I use this all the time actually because I'm quite lazy and I don't like to read things. But what it actually means is it's too long and I didn't read. And actually some people use it now to summarize something. And I always look for this. If somebody's posted something long under a video or somebody's posted something long, not our videos, I always read our videos, but under in some blog or something, and you want to find out what it means without having to read it all, if somebody's put this and then a summary, it will tell you exactly what it is. So TLDR, the party is postponed until next weekend. So somebody's made a long text about this, and all you really want to know is what is the point. And this tells you very quickly what the point is. But you can also use this to say to somebody that, the thing they sent you was too long. So you can say TLDR, please just let me know what it's about. Okay, so this one is BAE, before anyone else, and it means somebody's significant other or somebody who's important to someone. So can't wait for you to meet my BAE. So we don't say, of course we don't say BAE, we say BAE and it means before anyone else. Okay, JK, just kidding. So if you made a joke and you think this person maybe took it too seriously, you can just say JK to mean I'm just joking, I'm just kidding. Okay, so of course I remember your birthday, JK, just kidding. So maybe somebody thought you'd forgotten, but you didn't. That's very important to use, but actually you can also write just kidding, but JK people will know what you mean. Okay, NP, no problem. I use this quite a lot. It's quite a casual response. It's just to say, okay, for example, thanks for the help, no problem. You can respond to somebody like this. You can also use, and this one, NW, no worries. And we kind of interchange the two. People think this is an Australian form, but it's not. English people use it all the time. So no problem, no worries. You can use either NP, NW. So AMA, you'll probably know this if you work in a company and you often have these sessions where you talk to one of the people who are in charge of some section or something, where you do this ask me anything. A place that I was working with once used to do this with their CEO. He used to come every week to have a chat with everyone, and they called it an Ask Me Anything session, AMA. And it invites others to talk about and ask questions about anything you need to know. It can be anything. I think a lot of these situations people stick to work, but it can be anything. I think questions about all are fine. I'm an astronaut, so ask me anything. Ask me anything about my job. Okay, never mind. NVM. So never mind is used to say dismissive, to say, oh, never mind, don't worry about it, let's forget the topic. So actually we meet at, oh, never mind, they just cancelled. So NVM, they just cancelled. You can use this here. You can put NVM. In my opinion, I think we might have had this before, but anyway, let's have a look. In my opinion, it's the best coffee in town. So there you go, you get to see another example of that. In my opinion, it's the best coffee in town. It's my opinion, my subjective statement, so my opinion. Next one, number 31, is YOLO. So you only live once, and it kind of means to take life as it is and to take risks maybe. Now I'm going to do that because you only live once. So I'm going to go skydiving because YOLO, you only live once. All right, very useful, very good. And actually a lot of people use this now, so it's something that you should know. Again, I think a lot of people know what it means and know the word, but you'd be surprised the amount of people who don't know what the individual words mean, especially if you're not English. So there you go, there it is. Okay, FOMO. It's a bit like YOLO, but this is about fear of missing out. And fear of missing out means when you have that fear that something's going on in another place that's better than what's going on where you are. And for example, I have FOMO about the concert tonight. I wish I was going to the concert because I have a feeling that I'm going to be missing something. So I'll do it because I'm missing out. Okay, I know it's quite a long video, so remember we can go on this I above. You can get these slides and you can follow with us, okay? You can do the quiz. We've got quite a few on here, so the quiz will be great. You can make sure you learn these very well. And remember, as we were saying before, there are a couple of them that are just useful phrases in English anyway. Okay, let's have a look at this one. PPL, people. I've used this before quite a lot. Shorthand, in a way, for talking about individuals, people. So many people at the event today. So many people at the event today. And it's just an easier way of saying rather than writing people. If you're writing or if you're typing, it's probably better than if you're on the phone, because the phone sometimes these days makes autocorrect. Okay, so number 34 is I've got to go. So GTG, got to go. And we use this when we are talking to somebody and we something's come up and we need to leave the conversation. So it's getting late, GTG, it's getting late, got to go. Or maybe somebody's at the door, got to go. So it can be used when you have to make a quick exit of a conversation. So here we are with OMW, so on my way. And it means that will be there with you soon. So we've arranged to meet maybe, or I'm meeting somebody else, and I'm letting you know as the person I'm talking to that I won't be long, I'm on my way. And actually, this is quite a useful phrase in English anyway, on my way, because you can use it not only on text, but you can use it if you're talking to somebody on the phone as well, or if you're just saying, I'm on my way to this place, or I'm on my way to that. Also, actually very useful, that if you are going somewhere and you need to explain where you're going to somebody, you can say, oh, I'm just on my way to this place, or I'm on my way to that place. So it's very useful there too. So don't start the movie yet, OMW. Don't start yet, I'm on my way. All right, okay. Next one, message, or MSG. We use this to talk about message, so send me a message later. It's used to talk about the content of a digital message. Did you get my message? Did you get my MSG? It's just a quick, easier way to type than saying the word message. Probably better if you're on a keyboard actually, because as we know these days phones tend to finish a word quicker than you can do this. Okay, number 37, IRL, in real life. And it's actually distinguishing in between events that happen within a fantasy setting or within a game or something, or something which is actually real. So for example, she's really fun IRL too, which means that not only online is she fun, but also in real life. We can also use it, like I say, in a gaming context where you're kind of playing games which aren't real, and then you'll say something like this person or this situation is IRL, which means that it's real life rather than within a game situation. Okay, WBU, what about you, or what about you? And it's talking about saying, well, what do you think? What do you think about this situation? Notice how within this, the A gets dropped. What about you? What about you? Could we say it very quickly? What about you? And so, I'm going hiking this weekend. What about you? And we don't use this about. We don't say this about. We might say it if you're saying things in a longer and more slow way, like what about you? But actually, generally, it probably gets pushed to this. What about you? And it's a perfect example of fast speech. This actually. All right, number 39. FYEO. So for your eyes only. For your eyes only. So it's saying to somebody, what I'm sending you is something that only you should be able to see. Okay, I don't want anyone else to see it. That indicates that the information shared is kind of private and confidential. You might find it on official emails. You might find it between personal messages between people sent on text message. So sending you the details, FYEO, for your eyes only. And the last one here, AFK. And AFK means I'm away from the keyboard. So it's used to let people know that you're dealing with or that you're playing games with, that you're going to be away from your keyboard for a while. I've often used this when I'm working with people and I'm working on messengers within a company. You can just say AFK for 1 hour. So I'll be AFK for 1 hour. I won't be reachable on my messaging system. Okay, so we've covered quite a lot here, haven't we? And I hope they've been very useful for you. Remember, you can get them all on the I above, and you can get them from the link below if you're on mobile and tablet. And you can go over them, and you can do the quiz, and you can have a lot more information about online acronyms. That's very good. Okay, so I'll see you next time, and have fun with this.